Hi guys, it's Erin from Book Nerds and Fangirls, and boy, has it been a while since I have talked to you guys. Well, today, it's been a while since I did the last video. My last video was also a wrap-up, but it was my June wrap-up, so I haven't talked to you guys since the ending of June, and now it's the beginning of August, and now I have several things to do, so I didn't know if I would have any time to sit down and even make this video today. So I made time to do this video. I'm super excited about this video because July was quite the month, and I mean quite the month. It was my birthday month, it was 4th of July, it was the month that me and my husband got some pretty exciting news, which I'll explain in a minute because people are probably wondering what's up with my shelf behind me. It was the month that one of my favorite celebrities was hospitalized for a very controversial topic, which we'll talk about in like the last of my wrap up because I want it to be happy, but I don't want it to be like too dramatic either. Like if you are like, a lot of people probably won't like my opinion, but a lot of people probably will. So hopefully I don't offend too many people. It's just, it's my opinion. So we'll discuss that. We'll also discuss the movies I watched, the TV shows that I end up finishing this month. There's a lot of TV shows. There was like only one movie I watched. Like legit, I think I only watched one whole movie this month because I've been so busy with work and my birthday and traveling and all this different stuff that we'll be discussing today. But oh my god, it's been exhausting. And I managed to get through 5 audiobooks, and I'll also reveal the audiobooks that I got that I'll be listening to for this month because I might as well get this announcement over with because me and my husband will be moving to Pennsylvania in less than a week and a half. And for those of you that don't know, me and my husband live in New Mexico. New Mexico is about 27 plus hours away from New Mexico, and it's gonna be a long road trip. My husband just got a job offer there, so we'll be moving there within a week or so, and it's nerve-wracking and exciting and sad because I am 25 and I've never lived anywhere besides New Mexico, and it's gonna be an interesting experience. I'll definitely be posting about it later on in the month of August because for the first 2 or 3 weeks of August, I probably won't be posting because I will be moving, getting settled. So August won't be filled with any type of video. I'm just gonna put that out now because I'm gonna have a busy month packing and moving out and moving in and road tripping and transferring with my job and just all that lovely goodness. It's very stressful, and I don't really need the stress of trying to make videos on top of having to also work the last few days of the job I currently have here. It's just, it's gonna be hectic, but it'll definitely be worth it in the end because where we're moving to is so close to a lot of my favorite cities to visit. I've always loved the East Coast ever since I was a little girl, and my dad and mom took us on vacations to New York and Virginia and all those fun places on the East Coast and Maine, and it was just, and Washington D.C. Like, there's a lot of fun places to go on the East Coast, and I always wanted to live on the East Coast. East Coast. There's also a lot of history on the East Coast because that's where the 13 colonies, original colonies are, and there's a lot of history, and it's an exciting time, and I'm so in love with the idea of moving there, but so nervous to leave my family and friends behind. But yeah, and it's like a culture shock, even if people don't just say, oh, you're just moving to somewhere else in the United States. It's still a culture shock because I'm from the Southwest Coast. I'm not from the East Coast. So I don't really know a lot about the East Coast. I have an uncle that lives in the East Coast, so he could help me with that, but it's still nerve-wracking. It still makes me want to pull my hair out sometimes, but it happens. We'll see how it turns out. It's gonna be an interesting time, that's for sure. For sure. So the next thing, on to things I did this month. For the 4th of July, I just really hung out with my friends. That was a fun time. I've been hanging out with my friends a lot recently because it's closer to moving time, and I'll be spending most of my time working and with my friends and saying goodbye to everyone I care about, and it's a bittersweet time, but I love the idea of making new friends and meeting new people. And actually being really close to major cities like I'm not right now. So that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be great. A great experience. Also, I actually completed another thing off my, my, my list for, 2018. I set a goal of, like, 62 plus things for my goals for myself. I barely managed to, work a lot of those out because I've been working so much, and it's just like, I think I've only got like 3 real ones completed, but hey, something is something. And it's not always that easy, but it's worth it. So also, another thing that happened in the month of July was my birthday. I turned 25 on the 14th. I got a photo book from my mother. I got money for a very specific thing that I'm going to show you guys in a minute. I went to a big city with my husband and my best friend. We went to go see a botanical gardens that was located there, very pretty. Went to the mall and other stuff, and then we went to go eat Japanese food, and I got probably one of my favorite drinks, which are Blue Hawaiians. If you guys don't know what Blue Hawaiians are they're the bomb. Definitely try them. I love them so much. But none of you don't like coconut, because they do have coconut in them. But I do like them. I like them a lot. And then one huge thing that I got for my birthday. I actually got one thing up there for my birthday. I forgot to get. I'll get in a moment after I reveal one huge thing I got for my birthday. But one huge thing I got for my birthday is something that I've wanted ever since I was old enough to get one. It just, I never had the money, I never had the time, so I stopped making excuses and I finally got it. Say hello to my new tattoo. I got this on the 12th of July, 2 days before my birthday. And I'm in love with it. For those of you who don't know what my tattoo symbolizes, my zodiac sign is Cancer. It's Cancer, and for everyone who has seen the zodiac sign for Cancer, you know what the circles around it is referencing to. I just didn't want anyone to take it the wrong way if they saw it on my arm. So I looked up neat ideas to incorporate incorporate my zodiac sign of Cancer, and I found this one and fell in love with it. The experience itself was pretty interesting. I went in, I made an appointment, I came back the next day, I got my tattoo. I didn't have to hold my friend's hand or anything. In fact, she even looked at me and said, "Girl, you laughed." And that's the thing about my family. We don't, like, cry or anything when we're in pain. We laugh first before we cry. It's like this cry laugh thing. Have you ever seen Grey's Anatomy? Meredith Grey does it sometimes. That's how I would describe my pain tolerance right there. Right there, and people always ask, what do tattoos feel like? Well, tattoos for me feel like that one nurse. You guys know, the one nurse that could never find your vein because your veins are, like, super difficult to find. That's what that felt like. And was it pretty interesting? Interesting for me. I, as a matter of fact, loved getting a tattoo. I'm looking forward to getting my next tattoo when I could afford it. Probably in another 25 years, let's be honest. So I'm not gonna have money for a while of the move and stuff. But I was excited to get this one. I already have tons of ideas for my next ones. Tattoo fever is real. Don't let anyone convince you that it's not. That's that. And let me show you, like, the one thing I got for my birthday. I'm gonna put you, like, right here by the sun. Excuse the view. I'll probably show you with my white legs. White legs, will I pick you up? Okay. So, readjusting the camera here. The one thing I found when we went out of town for my birthday is a souvenir shop. Is a knife and sword shop that does replicas from video games and culture and stuff. So I went into the store not thinking I would find anything, just really discouraged about, not being able to find anything for myself for my birthday. I mean, even if I didn't, I still had my tattoo. But we went into the store because my best friend really wanted to go into it. And it was like, okay. They got katanas in there. I really like katanas. And no, I didn't get a katana because moving katana would be very awkward at this point. But I did get a little mini dagger. If people don't know the reference here, this is the sword of Dark Link from Zelda, and it's so pretty. I fell in love with it. I wanted it, so I got it. This is what it looks like unsheathed. And I find it pretty cool and interesting. I'm totally in love with it, and I can't wait. To put it on display with my other knife that I got for Christmas. So, since this wrap-up is already 13 minutes in, let's get to the actual wrap-up portion of my video. So I only ended up watching one movie this month, and that was Hotel Transylvania 3. I thought it was cute. I don't think it was as good as the first one. Definitely better than the second one, but, I just didn't really like it as much as I thought I would. It gets like a solid C+. It was a cute movie. It's just not in my age range, if you know what I mean. So TV shows. I managed to get through a lot of TV shows this month. Let me tell you, first off, I got through season 3 of Unreal, and they have already put the 4th season up, and I wanted to wait until it was August, so I didn't have Unreal season 3 and 4 in here because I would watch the shit out of that. I'm also probably gonna watch the shit out of Shameless season 8 because it's finally on Netflix, thank God. I'm gonna be needing a lot of entertainment for the next couple of weeks, that's for sure. So, I watched Shameless. I watched Unreal Season 3. I like how I got back to the original. themes of Unreal because it had strayed so far off in season 2 to where it was, well, for lack of a better word, unrealistic. I didn't really like it. I didn't really get the plot. I got the plot well enough. It's just, why would this ever be believable? How would anyone ever really get away with this? So season 3 was pretty cool. I liked how they had the female suitor, even though the female suitor ended up being a huge bitch by the end of it. But I liked her well enough, so there's that. I also finished the first season of Superstore. Finally, it took me only like 3 months to finish this. Let me tell you. So, I finished the third season of Superstore. Not third season. First season of Superstore. It was okay. It wasn't really my cup of tea. But, you know. To each their own, I guess. With that, I also finished the first season of this Netflix show called 100% Hotter. Which is a makeover show. It kind of bothered me how they never switched outfits. Like, you know the shows that you know are, like, shot in a day? This one was obvious because they never changed their clothes, nor their hairstyle, nor their makeup. Which I found kind of weird at first, but I was like, it's okay. Okay, I found the makeovers pretty intriguing, and the people and the tasks that they found for them pretty intriguing. It reminded me a little bit of What Not to Wear, where if anyone has ever seen What Not to Wear, where it reminded me of that. I do love What Not to Wear. Also, this month, I found myself finishing Degrassi's Next Class Season 1 and 2. I was looking for something I could just, like, skimp over, and then, lucky me, got sucked into actually watching the show, and now I can't stop because I find some of the characters intriguing. Like, I'm trash for Degrassi. Degrassi, I watched ever since I was a kid. And well, the new one will never measure up to how important the old one, especially the Next Generation, was. But I feel like giving it a chance. I definitely need to go back and watch the Next Generation because apparently all the episodes are on YouTube now. Yeah, yay me. But it was definitely a process watching it. I ended up getting sucked in because, like, each season I think has like 13 episodes, and that's fairly easy for me to watch. Especially because they're like 30 minutes each. It was pretty cool. Right, that's my pretty kitty. Sorry if you guys catch a whip of my cat's tail. She loves cuddling me whenever I'm doing videos, and my leg is like right by where the camcorder is. It's hello, Sadie. So I'm trying to figure out if I watched anything else. One good thing about Netflix is they could literally take you to your thing to where they could show you what you've been watching for the past couple of days. And yeah, I think that's all I watched TV-wise, actually. Not that bad. I watched a lot of TV, but I didn't finish a lot of TV. Season-wise, and that makes sense. But I did finish like 5 audiobooks, and I'll read those off for you guys right now and my opinions of those. So I listened to 5 audiobooks. If you guys have not got Audible, I extremely suggest that you do get Audible. It's like the best. I don't know where I would be without Audible today. Probably not listening to audiobooks. Honestly, because I would never have enough time. Thank God for Audible. So I'm gonna go to my reading challenges. So the first book I ended up finishing in the month of July was Elena Vanishing. I rated Elena Vanishing 5 out of 5 stars. It was very realistic portrayal of anorexia to my knowledge. I had a friend who had anorexia. I personally never had anorexia, but I have had friends who have had anorexia. At first I didn't like Elena, but then she grew on me as an unlikable character. You know those unlikable characters you can't help but like? Like, Elena grew on me, and her story grew on me, and I ended up really enjoying Elena Vanishing. I'm trying to listen to her mother's side of the story, which is called Hope and Other Luxuries. But we'll see. So the next book I ended up listening to in Audible was Renegades by Marissa Meyer. Now this one I rated a 3 out of 5 stars. I probably would have gave it a higher rating, except I felt like nothing really happened in Renegades. Like, I was just sitting there waiting for something like totally awesome and mind-blowing to happen, because I've heard so many people call this like the best book of the year. And I'm just on the unpopular opinion that this book is just okay. It's nothing really that special to me. Like, it's an interesting concept, and it was well executed enough, it just lacked something for me. Sorry to anyone who likes Renegades, I thought it was okay. It definitely wasn't the worst book that I read this month, but it certainly wasn't the best. I had a lot of problems with Renegades. I found it really interesting. I think Arch Enemies is going to be better. It's kind of like, I have the same opinion of Renegades like I do Warcross by Marie Lu. I feel like the first book is just like a setup book for their better, more important duology. I think Renegades is a duology, as well as Warcross. And that's the thing about first book, is it's all about building up to an epic conclusion, and I felt this one very strongly on this part. The next book I have that I finished was Girl in Pieces by Kathleen Glasgow. I found myself relating a lot more to Girl in Pieces. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. This book was very emotionally heavy for me, because when I was a teenager, I suffered from the same disorder as Charlie did. And it's very hard for me to admit it. But I'm being more open with my life and certain areas of my life that I've kept hidden for years. But I did have the same condition Charlie had in this book for about 4 to 5 years. It was definitely a struggle, but with a lot of reflecting and help on my family's part, I managed to get better, and I'm glad for it. And I'm really grateful I don't no longer do that anymore. I especially like the message that the author put on the back of the book. Like, I was bawling at the end of the book. I actually also really love the realistic portrayal of an emotionally abusive relationship in this book. Because for those of you who don't know me, I was not in just 1 but 2 emotionally abusive relationships when I was younger. So I've been searching for the book that's not really about a physically abusive relationship, but emotionally abusive relationship, because they are 2 different things. And I like how, there's a very realistic portrayal of that in here, and how it's toxic to keep those relationships. I really liked this book. I would definitely recommend it. The next book I have here that I liked was The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars, mostly because of the ending. I never really saw the ending coming. This is a book where, nothing really happens in it, but it's very character driven. driven, and if you have a very awesome plot with very intriguing plot, but with very awesome characters, and like nothing ever seems to happen, it's okay, because they had a lot to say about rape culture and sexism and all this different type of stuff and what exactly it means to be female in there and female empowerment, and it was pretty cool. I liked Alex, the main character, but I have to say my favorite character in it by far was PK. Okay, I feel like I personally read to PK more than I did Alex. And funny thing about the narrator who does, I can't even remember his name. I feel so bad. So bad for not remembering. The Jack, there we go. I find it humorous that the guy who does the voice of Jack in this one is also Adrian from Renegades. I was like, why does this guy sound familiar? And then I listened to it, and it's Adrian from Renegades, and I'm like, oh my god, Adrian from Renegades does the main male character in this one. I did end up really liking the female of the species. It did do balls out on the ending, and I appreciated that. I didn't really like the side female character, the mean girl. I can't remember her name for the life of me. But I didn't really like her. Like, there were moments where I thought she was gonna redeem herself. I thought I was gonna like her by the ending, but I didn't. Because one major thing that happens at the ending is because of what she did, and I ended up not really liking her after that. I feel for her. I really do. I do. I feel for what happened to her mostly, but doesn't mean I really like her that much as a character. I especially didn't like Adam, who is PK's ex-boyfriend. I feel like he wasn't necessary. So he just drove PK's plot along. Her name is actually Claire. PK is short for Preacher Kid, but I do like PK as a character. And I love PK and Alex's friendship. I actually really shipped them to be a couple. I didn't get my way, but, you know, a girl could dream. And then last but not least, the last book I read, listened to for this month was Baby Teeth by Zoe Stage, I think her name is, and I ended up giving this one a 2 out of 5 stars. I didn't really like it. I didn't really like I felt for the mother until the very last part, and then I realized that the mother is just like as bad as her daughter in some aspects. I like Suzette as a character. I felt for Suzette because Hannah was just an evil devil child. I'm just gonna say it. If you ever want a psycho for a kid, read this story, but, I felt for Suzette, but I didn't really like how, at the ending of the novel, her attitude was kind of like, really? Really? I get it. Like, you deserve to feel that way, but at the same time, really? And her daughter, oh my god, I don't even want to talk about how creepy her obsession with her dad is. I need a review for this because this book was just all over the place. But for a book that's about a psychotic 7-year-old and how she terrorizes her mother, this book was very boring. It was so weird. I thought it would be interesting, but it was really boring. The plot didn't go anywhere. The conclusion was messy. I feel like the plan, like the synopsis and the general idea of this book would have been amazing if it was executed properly or done by someone else. For example, I just think it was too pretentious of a debut novel. I think this is her debut novel. And I'm not trying to be harsh, I'm just saying it could have been a lot better. It could have been executed more. There could have been more character development besides what they're characterized by. But I do like how I learned a little bit more about Crohn's disease because Suzette does have Crohn's disease. disease, and someone I used to work with has Crohn's disease, so I found that fascinating to learn more about Crohn's disease. I felt so bad for Suzette most of the book until, like, I still felt bad for her for the ending, but I was like, wow, okay. That was an ending for sure. For sure, and it's a very open-ended ending, which I don't like open-ended endings. Endings, they drive me crazy. They could be done so well, but this one just wasn't. It just felt like the book just, like, ended in the middle. I was like, okay, there must be some more to this. Nope, just drop the mic, end. I'm like, okay. I really hate books that are open to interpretation at the ending, but I guess whatever they offer once, it's fine. Fine. So, there's that. And oh my god, guys, what a month. So, let's get to the nitty gritty of what happened this month. I feel like at the end of my wrap up, I should talk about it. Because I am a huge fan of hers, and I know what happened angered a lot of people. It disappointed me a little bit, but I've been around that so much in my life that I understand. I have a very unique perspective on it, but for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Demi Lovato, had an overdose about a week ago. I can't remember what she overdosed on. It wasn't heroin. Heroin, like most initial reports said it was. It was something else. So, she overdosed on something. She got an infection, I believe, so she's still in the hospital. As of right now, I'm praying for her. I got offended by a lot of the memes that were going on around her, because this is only, like, the second time she's relapsed. Actually, I think this is actually the first time she's relapsed, and people are being so super harsh on her, and I get it. Drugs are bad, and we want celebrities to be on this pedestal and be greater people than we are, but at the end of the day, I do acknowledge that Demi Lovato is human. She makes mistakes just like everyone else does. I do acknowledge that her father had problems with drugs and alcohol. She's even admitted that I think the reason why she started drugs in the first place was because she wanted to understand why her father was doing it. I know that's no excuse to do drugs. Drugs are always bad, and they're not great, and they don't lead to great things. Never do drugs, but coming from a community where there is a high percentage of drug users, which is why I got out of my hometown in the long run, because it was better for me. That way, I understand addiction. I get that it's a disease. A lot of people say it's a choice. I personally disagree. It's kind of like mental health disorders. Mental health disorders are not a choice. And a lot of people have predispositions to addiction. And since Demi Lovato's dad was addicted to drugs, that could play a factor in it. But I don't want to speculate. I just want to put my opinion out there. I fully support Demi Lovato getting better in any way, shape, or form that it can. Scientifically speaking, relapsing is there is a high chance of relapse for anyone who's addicted to drugs, and there's also a high chance that she'll relapse again sometime in the future, and I will still be in support of her because I know she's only human, and I know that she does a lot of good things, but a lot of the media wants to concentrate on bad things. I've noticed that looking at the news about her, for the past week because, of course, she's one of my favorite celebrities. She's helped so much when it comes to my mental health. I went to her concert back in March, and it was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had in my life. She is just one of the sweetest and most down-to-earth people in my perspective, and I really hate that people are being so harsh on her, and I get that other people argue that if it was not a celebrity and if it was just someone who had overdosed, people wouldn't feel nearly as sorry, and that's just not true. I've had a lot of people who have overdosed on me and a lot of people who have been addicted to drugs, and I always feel sorry for them. It doesn't matter who they are, they're human. Human, and it happens. And there's also the whole, for other people, they may have like 10 to 20 people disappointed in them, but you have to understand that she is getting so much hate from billions of people, millions, if not billions of people, and it's so much pressure wanting to be liked by everyone when you're a celebrity. And that's not a pass. I know it's not. But in this time where she really needs support, there's so much hate in the world, and I'm not gonna contribute to ongoing hate fest. That is this, I'm fully in support of her getting better, however she needs to get better. Addiction is not a joke. And it's a lifelong process. What most people don't get about addiction, there's always that urge to do drugs, but you have to be emotionally strong enough to surpass it. And I feel like she's so strong, and she could do it. She's done it before. She could do it again. And I'll be fully in support of her. So are so many other celebrities, even lending her advice to how they overcame their addiction. Like, I had no clue Keith Urban was also a drug user early on, but he's managed to surpass it, and it's definitely a lifelong thing that you have to learn how to deal with, but it is possible, and if anyone can do it, it's her. It's her, so I'm in full support. If you are a Demi Lovato fan, there is this thing on Twitter, it's to send her love, it's hashtag how Demi Lovato has helped me. I have written quite a few posts on that, because she has helped me through multiple breakups. Her songs have filled me with so much joy when I needed perspective and I didn't know what I was feeling. Her lyrics gave me something to put my feelings in perspective, and she's just an awesome human being, and I really don't think it's fair that we put so much pressure on celebrities to be these perfect people when we wouldn't put pressure on ourselves to be that perfect. So let's stop thinking of celebrities as these gods and start thinking them about real life people, because they're not gods. They're not. A lot of them can be role models. Yes, a lot of them can overcome the pressures of being a celebrity, but not a lot, actually. If you think about it, there's always something about a celebrity that's not perfect, and that's okay, because they're people, and we wouldn't want to be perfect. So let's try not to put that pressure on celebrities. Demi Lovato said it best in her song Sober. I want to be a role model, but I'm only human. And to me, she's been such a positive influence in my life. And she's been so supportive through her music and stuff, and she's a very awesome advocate for mental health disorders. So let's, instead of focusing on the one thing she did wrong, let's try to focus on all the good things that she's done. done for people, like so many people forget to do a lot. So that's gonna be my opinion of the Demi Lovato thing. I'm probably not gonna talk more about it. Please no debating about addiction down below in the comments. And please respect the fact that she's at least trying to get better, because that's all we could do is try in the long haul. So there you guys have it. That was a very emotionally heavy ending to my wrap-up, but I feel like it's something that needs to be talked about. I know everyone knows my stance on addiction. I used to be, coming clean, I used to be one of those people that thought addiction was a choice. No one forces you to do it. But then I looked at a lot of people's opinions. Having educated debates is very good for forming opinions. Having knowledge of the subject you're debating on is very good. So, debating's good, but just hating on someone is really bad. Please no hate down in the comments. There's so much hate in the world. Let's not spread it through social media. And I will see you guys in my next video, possibly, fingers crossed. They'll get my internet up in time for September. Oh god, I totally spaced on the fact that I was gonna tell you guys what I was reading for the month of August, so to not put it on that heavy note, let's see what I'm reading. So right now I'm currently on The You I've Never Known by Ellen Hawkins. I also have We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson, as well as Stalking Jack the Ripper by Nicola Barber. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling. Game Board of Gods by Rochelle Mead, and last but not least, Hope and Other Luxuries by Claire B. Dunkel. I'll be trying to get through most of those books on my trip to Pennsylvania. Fingers crossed on that one. But I will see you guys on my next wrap-up, and I wish you guys the best. If you want to know more of my thoughts on any of these subjects, please comment down below. We will have an educated discussion about it. And all hate comments I feel are just trolling, I will be deleting. So keep that in mind, and I will see you guys later.